And now we're going to work on breaking the guy down into the rubber guard. First things first, when I've got my opponent, I'm going to break him down, sit up. If he's postured up, when I need to just pull him down on top of me, I can do that by reaching around the neck. I can clamp double around and behind his back. He's making like an S grip behind him. I can seat belt him. Point is, I need to break down the space and pull him on top of me in order to start going to mission control. In mission control, I want one foot up on his hip, squeezing my knee in tight. My other forearm, I want resting in against his shoulder blade, his collarbone. I don't want it up here. When I grab my ankle, I want wrist against my ankle. I don't want to be cupping my hand here, cupping my foot or gripping that way. I want underneath and broken down. Mission control, technically I have both of his elbows probably up on top of my body. From here, I want to do either one of two things. If his elbows are on the end, I'm going to be attacking for arms. Or if I manage to get his arm to the mat, say with the zombie, and come into the New York position, I'll end up starting to work either my gogoplatas or my locoplata, or going to Kung Fu move and into Juklaa, and all my options from there. So from here, I'll break my opponent down, pull him on top, go into mission control. From here, I'll attempt to zombie. Zombie, I bring my arm underneath, clear his hand to the mat, wrapping, grabbing my knee. From here, I've got my New York position. From New York position, I'll clear his head. I can go into chill dog. Chill dog, same thing as with New York position. I want my forearm against his collarbone or his chest if I can. Pulling him tight, no space in between here so he can't get his arm off. Arm to the mat, gripping my knee. From here I got all my options for either gogoplata, omoplata, as all the things off Kung Fu move. Stop. Okay, once I've broken my opponent down, I've got him in mission control position. If I'm dealing with a guy who's really strong, I may have to go to retard control, so I end up making a gable grip in behind so I can pull him down so that I can lock my opponent down. If he's extra strong, I may actually have to go to crackhead control, so from here, I'm going to bring my foot up in behind, again, try to keep my forearm down on his chest, right? Crackhead control. When I'm trying to break my opponent down, I can try to get his hands to the mat. I've already went over the zombie, which is clearing the arm and getting the mat, his hand to the mat. My other options are, once I've got him in here, I'm in mission control, I'm having problems here, I can't seem to get my arm through. I can let go of my ankle. I can make a gable grip behind here, and as I press his face into here, his hands will come to the mat to try to push his body away. As he does that, I can clear it, come inside, wrap. Now I'm in chill dog, or in New York position. From New York position, I'll try to clear the head. When I clear the head, I don't try to do anything fancy and pull myself over, because as I start to create space, my opponent will usually try to bury his head in here and make it impossible for me to be able to get that. So I clear his head first, re-establish my grips, again making the space nice and tight on his arm so he has no space to move. In the event that I can't seem to get him because I'm trying to clear his head, but he's burying his head in here, my other option from here is to have to have a diverse rubber guard. I can't just be one-sided. So what I'm going to end up doing is going to rescue dog. All rescue dog's going to do is I'm going to switch my feet around automatically. I can trap this arm here and go right to chill dog on the far side, right? Bring in, obviously, wrist to ankle. From here I've got chill dog on the opposite side. I can work all my rubber guard stuff from the opposite way. Okay, we're going to do a couple things from the individual collar and stuff from the rubber guard. So we're in crackhead control. I've got crackhead control over the top, my feet over, and his elbows are on the insides here. Like so, okay? So first off, actually, before we do the invisible collar, we're going to do the pump. I can't get his elbows to the ground, so I can't zombie, whatever. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to push across, and while I'm doing it, I'm going to start to extend my legs forward. Okay, well, pushing his elbow across. So I'm going to go pump, pump, push, and then I'm going to pull my elbows or my legs down, doing leg curls immediately before I pull my hand out from here. From here, I can start to work the arm locks, etc. from there. Once I've got his elbows pushed in. If I can't get his elbows to the ground, I work his arms to the inside and start doing all my arm locks. So now they'll do the invisible collar. So from, I've established New York position, clear his head, I go to chill dog. Okay, I'm in chill dog position. Bring my hand to my feet up just like I would in crackhead control, okay? And from here I can squeeze in, and usually I'll get my tap right from there. If he's pushing his arm across here trying to get it out, that's when I go to the invisible gator, push my arm across, switch through, arm lock, invisible croc sword. So again, I've got him in here, I'm in New York position, and his elbows are on the inside. I clear his head, switch. I'm in chill dog position. I go like crackhead control, and behind him, right from here I got the invisible collar. Okay, pause. That way. Good to go? Okay, the next one here we're in chill dog position, so we're going to do a couple options from there. We'll do the invisible collar and also the Duda. So, first off, do invisible collar. So I've got them broken down. I'm already inside chill dog position. I've got my knee grab, I've got my forearm across this way here, and the guy's strong. So first off is the invisible collar. From here I can tap him if I do it right. I lace my feet together up top here while I'm holding in tight, and as I squeeze my legs together here, I can usually get a tap. It works better on bigger guys because there's less space, and his one carotid artery is going to obviously get a lot of pressure on it from my forearm, while his other carotid artery, as I'm squeezing my legs down together doing leg curls and squeezing in, it's going to be pushing on his other carotid artery. From there I can also, if his elbows are in this way, and I've got him in chill dog position, I can start to work the Duda. I'm trying to zombie him to get his hand to the mat, even if I'm in New York position. This still works. I'm trying to zombie him, but I can only get my hand halfway in. So from here I'm going to grab by the wrist, push it down, keeping him down here, arms down. From here I should have the Duda. You cut my hands together, lift up, get my tap that direction, right? I can either do it, again, even if I had him in chill dog, but I don't have him as his arm to the mat, slide my arm through, grab his wrist, push it down between my legs, switch my arms over. From here I'll get my tap.